Good morning. This is White Raptor News Ministries. How is everyone doing? I hope that you're having a pleasant day. I'm here at one of my subscriptions channel, Anayah Obadyah. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and take a listen to this show, the sixth day of creation. Mankind equals kinda like a man. And she's exactly right. The only thing that I think that would have been better for this, the sixth day of creation, mankind created on the sixth day of creation, is if she had told you that mankind here, when you add the sum of the word mankind, 13, 1, 14, 11, 9, 14, 4, it comes to 66. Mankind's created on the sixth day. Mind you, keep it. Also remember, mankind is created both male and female. Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, Bible Hub. Male and female, okay? In the image of God, he created him, one man, male and female. He created them. Now, she's going to blow you away with some new information. When she told me this, when I watched her video, it rocked me. I've never heard anything like what you're going to hear from this absolutely wonderful presentation. I hope you stick it out and listen, folks, because this is wisdom. Remember, it calls for wisdom and it calls for insight. Wisdom and insight can only come from a direct connection to the Spirit. And this soul here, you absolutely can tell has the Spirit on it. So let's listen to what my sister Anayah has to say.
Hi, this is Anayah. Welcome to the channel. Let us first thank our Most High for this time of grace, kindness, and mercy. Today's message is about the third and sixth day creations and possible other creators of the wicked. In this movie, The Sixth Day, with Arnold Schwarzenegger, kind of correlates to today's topics. And the movie was about people trying to play God, cloning people, outliving humanity through a transfer of consciousness. We'll look at a few more clips from this movie after we go over a few other related topics and information.
So, all about the sixth day, all about cloning. They told you about cloning way back in the 1990s, 35 years ago when they first cloned. What's that sheep? The sheep's name that Dolly, they cloned the sheep. If you think that they ever stopped this science, you're insane. And we've come to a precipice. This isn't old technology. I mean, this isn't new technology, folks. This is old technology reinvented.
And this first information is from the ancient Sumerian text, which originates from the same place of our forefather Abraham. The Epic of Gilgamesh, written in cuneiform. Cuneiform is one of the oldest forms of writing known. It was written using a reed stylus cut to make a wedge-shaped mark on a clay tablet. And this is also about where a possible identity by a creator and other possible creators and creations came from.
Now, she said possible. Okay? The same thing that I say. Nothing is definite. We have a job to do, and that's decipher the Bible. And we come together as a community, and we listen to one another without shoving the information down your throat. I'm bad at that, and I'm guilty at it. You know, I'm working on it. I'm trying to be softer with Christians. It's just that it's so difficult because there's so many of you that are worshiping. When Jesus Christ said that many shall come in his name and deceive many, he was talking about you, Christians. Think about it. Who are the many? You that are worshiping Jesus Christ are the many. You're the ones that are coming. The many that come and deceive the many. It's you.
We're the first creation, Yah's creation, created on the third day, which we'll be going over here in a bit. And this is also from the Epic of Gilgamesh.
See, she blew me away when she said that. We're going to be going over that, man. The minute she said that, I was intrigued. I listened to this whole thing. I've listened to it twice already. So I would suggest when you find something that's of wisdom and stuff, you gotta take it in.
About Yah, or Enki as he's also known by. And not only can Yah be interpreted as Yah, but Yah can also be pronounced as Yah. Yah, or Enki, had a father, the king of the gods, named Anu or An, and a brother named Enlil. Yah, or Enki, is one of the Anunnaki Sumerian gods of wisdom, magic, water, and creation. Enlil, his brother, is one of the Anunnaki Sumerian gods associated with wind, air, earth, and storms. So I believe that Yah could possibly be Enki, possibly our creator from our Bible, because of some of the things that we'll be going over. And Enlil could be Satan. I've heard before that Yahweh has been associated with Enlil. Although these deities were known, our commandments say not to worship or serve.
Remember what she just said. She said Yahweh has been coordinated. There's a correlation between the two gods, the two names, Enlil and Yahweh. And that's what I'm showing you inside of the Bible. That Yahweh, the 613 laws of Yahweh, if she's saying is Enlil, and the Bible is telling us in Exodus 15:3 that Yahweh is a man. Okay, so anything that's ever represented a flesh suit isn't meant to be worshipped.
Other gods. So other gods must have existed if it was written not to worship or serve them. Also, if Yah, or Enki, is the god of water, he's bigger than Enlil, the god of air, because water is all around us, above, below, around, if you think about the firmament, and air is just in the middle, like Satan wants to be in the middle of everything. But the waters of the firmament are also higher than the air, and Enki is, and Yah is the water and creation god. And Enki is not Enkidu. It's a whole different person and story from the same Epic of Gilgamesh. I've seen people get these names confused or mixed up. So we can't believe the first things that we hear or read. Always cross-reference and do your own research. And if I've missed something, I'm learning here right along with you. So feel free to comment. I don't claim to be a teacher. And these are not lessons. These are just my interpretations.
Humble.
People can believe whatever they choose, but I've had many revelations about the name Yah.
Sweet.
I made a video about it called Yah Has Answered.
Kind.
Yah is written only one time in our Bible in Psalm 68:4. Sing to God, sing praises to his name, extol him who rides on the clouds, to Yah his name, rejoice before him. So, it may be written one time to emphasize the fact that he is one, set apart, because he is one of the only gods to save a man named Unat Pishtim, which we'll be going over here. Therefore my people shall know my name. Therefore they shall know that in that day that I am he that do speak. Behold, it is I. So time is short. If we haven't figured out who we serve, we should be figuring that out very soon. Where in time past you walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air, the spirit that now worketh in the children of disobedience.
The prince of the spirit of the power of the air. Okay? Pay attention to this stuff, man. So these are riddles, folks. I keep telling you that the Bible is a book of riddles. Okay?
So know that there's also people who won't even look at the New Testament. And I'm not encouraging it. We have our own truths in the Old Testament and the commandments. But I do look at everything, and I look for truths in everything, and I do see some truth still in the New Testament when it lines up with our Old Testament and our commandments.
Well, yeah. See, the Old Testament and the New Testament, and that's how you read the scriptures, is you go precept upon precept. If what's being said in the Old Testament or the New Testament aligns with what was said in the Old Testament, then you heed to that instruction. If the New Testament is not aligned with what the Old Testament is saying for, then that is an addition. And also you have to pay close attention to the contradictions that exist inside of the New Testament. Okay? You have to study this Bible yourself and read the parables. See, once you start reading it and you understand that doesn't make any sense at all, then you got to start asking yourself why it doesn't make any sense. Okay? The riddles are in the parables.
This prince of the air also lines up with Enlil being the god of the air.
Exactly.
As you can see, he's depicted here on the left with the wings. And Yah or Enki here in the middle, representing water. And their father on the right, Anu or An. So
now she could have also went deeper with more Anu and Nan. Those names are in the scriptures, all right, and they're among the Anakites, okay, or the Amalek, the tribe of Amalek. They are the Anakites.
Being the prince of the power of the air, and this tower also reminds me of what Satan would travel through and how he affects people.
3G network.
You see people acting strange because of things that they may have taken.
The shot.
The mark of the beast. Or even just because they're the 6-day creation.
The jabba-dabba-doo.
And they're reacting to the frequencies. Yah or Enki created humans out of clay so that they could perform the works for the gods. And that's what our Creator formed us from, according to Genesis 2, 4, and 7. Dust and clay. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created in the day that the Most High God made the earth and the heavens. And the Most High God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And man became a living soul.
Notice that she's not calling the Lord the Supreme Spirit of Truth. She's calling him the Most High, the Almighty, the Supreme One, because the Lord is associated with Yahweh, and Yahweh is a man. Yahweh is a man, folks. Exodus 15:3 Bible Hub. Go over it 1,000 times until you guys get it. Yahweh is a man of battle. Yahweh is his name, and the spelling goes on right down here too. Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. Yahweh is a man. God is not a man. So if Yahweh is a man, then he can't be supreme. Jehovah is a man. If Jehovah is a man, then Jehovah can't be man supreme. Okay? If Jesus was a man, Jesus is fully man and fully of God. The Supreme Spirit of Truth is telling you that he is not a man. The Lord is a warrior. Yahweh is his name, the Living Translation. So, I'm sorry, respectfully, I don't worship Yahweh. I'm not telling Israel not to worship Yahweh. I don't worship any God at all that ever existed in the flesh is all I'm saying.
Also, when other gods thought to bring that flood, Yah or Enki is the only one of the gods to save his creation. He warned a man named Utnapishtim to save himself and his family. 2 of every living creatures in a boat, like the Noah story, but it was a few thousand years before that.
And everybody kind of knows how I feel about the story of Noah's Ark, man. You know, I don't buy into this story either. Why? Because 8 family members, 8 zookeepers couldn't feed all those animals on the ark day in and day out, clean up their urine, clean up their feces, and throw it out the little window at the top here each and every day. As told in the Bible, there's only one window, and it was placed at the very top of the ark. There was none of these holes, these cubby holes and stuff, according to what the Bible. This is all cartoonish stuff. But facts are facts. 8 zookeepers couldn't have fed millions of animals, plus the gas and from the nitrate and the ammonia from the urine mixing with one another over the course of the year. Everything would have been, toxic.
I wondered before if that boulder ship could have been like a UFO or a UFO ship.
Ooh.
2 of every living creatures was really 2 of every animals' DNAs.
The DNA. That could now see that makes much more sense. That if they're talking now, if you're talking about DNA and stuff, but if you're talking about DNA now, then you're absolutely already talking about they already have what's needed to clone. If you're talking about DNA now you're cloning something. That's what the seeds would be for. DNA seeds would be for, is if anything, any accident ever happened, you had the DNA. And they showed you that movie in what? 2012, right? Go watch the movie 2012, and they tell you how they're collecting all the seed and stuff from all around the world and stuff.
Last book of Enki, it explains that these gods were from Nibiru. Nibiru in the Akkadian language translates to crossing or point of transition, especially of rivers or river crossings or ferry boats. Akkadian, a Semitic language, gradually replaced Sumerian as a spoken language in the area of 2000 BC. So that's the area of our forefather Abraham, ancient Samaria. And the river crossings or ferry boats made me think of the eclipse crossing and possibly a ship like Noah's for the ferry boat. And we do have that comet called 12 Pepons Brooks. Some call it the Devil's Comet. It should be visible around the time of the eclipse and Passover. The eclipse, as everyone should know or may know, is on April 8th. And our Passover is going to be on the 22nd. But that comet is supposed to be visible between those two times. Our Bible tells us that there's two creations. Yah's creation was created when the heavens and the earth was created on the day 3, before the wicked creation on the 6th day, which I believe is Enlil's or Satan's creation, a copy or a clone. So we could be talking about geneticists manipulating DNA. In the movie, the 6th day pertains to this too. People cloning themselves and others, bringing their consciousness to and through other bodily vessels for more time. And some people, including me, wonder why or how we were sent here. And I had a thought that we were given the choice. I believe that we were tempted and lied to. And we took the bait. And we wanted more because we were greedy. We thought that we could trust that someone else could give us more life or time or things that what our Creator could give us. His promise was everlasting life in the Garden of Paradise. But we died when we wanted more and trusted in Satan or Enlil. We were given amnesia.
Boom. How many times have you heard me say that? When you're born into this plane of existence, you are given a memory wipe. Okay? The only, and I mean this with all my heart, the only one that I'd even trust coming close to calling a God a name would be listening to her say that Yah's the creator. But even still, I can't give praise to anything other than the Spirit of truth. You know, the Spirit of truth is told that we're to worship him in spirit and truth. I keep it simple that way. I worship the Spirit that has the breath of life. That's important too. You know, these are titles that are given, that I give to the ultimate supreme one. My own, you know, because all the titles on this plane of existence have been stolen in trying to be turned into making Jesus or other gods your God. And she's right on point here. I've been telling you, two creations. Now, she's blowing me away about this part here, that she's saying Israel's created on the 3rd day. And that, to me, just absolutely rocked my world, because I've been reading this creation story trying to dig into it. So let's go ahead and listen to what it is she has to say here.
Our mother's amniotic fluid or matrix, stuck here to be tried and tested, and finally awakened to live righteous. So this is the first creation, Yah's creation, us. We're mentioned in Genesis 2, 4, and 7. These are the generations of the heavens and of the earth when they were created, in the day that the Most High God made the earth and the heavens. And the Most High God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. So we know these generations were on day 3 because that is when the heavens and the earth was created. It's mentioned in Genesis 1:9 through 13. That was the 3rd day. I was also thinking this was some kind of reference to us when it said, whose seed is in itself. Thought of the childbearing seed.
In the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind.
Thought of the childbearing seed. Now, this is when the second creation, mankind, was created by the other gods on day 6. And I say mankind because it's like a man, or kind of like a man, not quite a man. And notice it's plural when it says, let us make man in our image. So who is us? Although Genesis 1:26 and 27 and 31 were written before this Genesis 2, 4, and 7, the heavens and the earth were created before the 6th day. And God said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was very good. And the evening and the morning were the 6th day.
Okay, you know I got to nail this one here. Remember, folks, what are we talking about? He created him. Why doesn't this parable read, God created him and her, male and female. He created them on the 6th day. Because this God that created him, male and female, created them, created some kind of transgender energy force. And that's what's being created here on the 6th day. It's true, folks. You got to understand that beast nations were created, and more than likely, you are the seed of Satan. Okay, if you can turn back to the upright spirit of truth and find the way, then, you know, there's a possibility you can find a new heaven on earth. Otherwise, you're fuel for the fire. You came from the fire, and the fire you return.
So, we know that the heaven and the earth came before the 6th day. And that was mentioned here in Genesis 1:9, the 3rd day. But there was this creation here when the heavens and the earth was created. Same day, 3rd day.
Isn't that mind-blowing? That's mind-blowing right there to me. And the way this Bible is written, folks, is there are parts. I've said, like, let me be very clear. Why are we trying to understand the difference between good and evil is the whole purpose? Who is it? What is it? Where does it all come from? It comes from a different source. God created one source, and that source is what created the evil. He allowed it. He permitted it. Okay? 2 creations here. This creation, so the 7th day when he rests is really not anything that the Supreme Spirit does. He doesn't slumber or waver.
So the 6th day creation, when it says, let us make man in our image, reminds me of this movie, The 6th Day. In the 6th day, Arnold Schwarzenegger was a helicopter pilot, and his job told him that he had to take a vision test and a drug test because he was going to be taking an important person to their destination, and it required it. But really, this machine recorded his whole memory and stored it, and it helped with cloning him. Of course, he didn't know all of this, but he agreed unknowingly. This picture on the left with Enlil and the pine cone makes me think that they could have had this technology before or something similar. The pine cone has been a symbol of enlightenment, fertility, and eternal life. The pine cone is also said to represent the pineal gland.
Yes.
So, I just kind of read the
Jacob wrestles with the angel and sees God face to face. This is a reference to the pineal gland. For I have seen God face to face and wrestled, or I have wrestled with God and seen him face to face. My life was preserved. I shall call the place pineal.
Think of that. And that machine, that also took his blood. So that's what they recorded his memory on, that little machine and that little CD thing up at the top right. And they called it a sin cord. But it neatly folded up into that silver briefcase that the man was on the table that he had. And it kind of looks similar to what Enlil is holding. It looks too big for him to carry, but for a giant Anunnaki, it might look like what he's holding on the right.
This is such a great presentation.
What looks like what I would depict as a possible tree of life on the left that Enlil is touching. And the thing on the right is what he stored people's lives, or their entire memories on, from that movie, The Sixth Day. And that was a form of artificial creation, the clones in the movie. And they could also erase memories too. So this is another depiction of the pine cone to the head. Here it's only at the back of the head, which is kind of scary. Genesis 3:22 and 23. Then the Most High God said, Behold, man has become like one of us, knowing good and evil. And now lest he reach out his hand and take also from the tree of life, and eat, and live forever. Therefore the Most High God banished him from the Garden of Eden to work the ground from which he had been taken. So this is the lie that we could live forever, and it's the lie that they could live in that movie through a transfer of consciousness. But it turned out to be a soul trap.
Yep.
To keep us here away from the true kingdom.
Yep.
We took the bait because we wanted to trust it more. And this guy on the left was the scientist. He didn't know that there was a congenital defect that this one on the right would put inside of the clones so that they could only live for so long. But he was telling them if they stay on the team, we clone them again and no harm done. So he used them as he will and created them and killed them. It was a crazy movie. So I just wanted to add this movie, Space Traders. It's about aliens and spaceship that came to Earth to collect all the melanated people in exchange for resources and technology. And it never showed all the resources the world received for us, but the aliens convinced them that when they cleaned all the pollutants from the water and turned the Statue of Liberty to gold, that it would be beneficial for them. And then the government made us go. Only Yah knows if something like this will really happen.
That would be insane.
And show us his right ways and paths.
The Space Traders, this is insane.
Also from that movie. They were forced to go and get zapped up by these ships. This is something that I was led to while I was making this video at 8:52. It's a sign unseen. And these are the Bible verses that I thought fit to go with it, or that did go with it. Daniel 4:2. I thought it good to show the signs and wonders that the high God have wrought toward me. Hebrews 4:13. Nothing in all creation is hidden from God's sight. Everything is uncovered and exposed before the eyes of him to whom we must give account. Malachi 3:6. For I am the Most High, change not therefore, you sons of Jacob are not consumed. So, our Most High doesn't change. And we already had a covenant given to our forefather Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob of redemption from our Most High alone. So when you see things in our book or other places that tell us to go through Jesus or sacrifice or kill, or that someone died for your sins, just know that it goes against our Creator's commandments.
And you see how sweet and kind she just said that? Me, I'd be like, you're going in the fire. Get ready for the head to come off the shoulders, man. The heart to be carved out. That's the difference. I got to be sweet and kind. This is why I listen to Anayah, because believe it or not, she gives me a lot of balance. I wish she was able to do more videos, but I'm sure she's very busy.
You shall have no other gods before him. Don't worship or serve them. And do not kill, period.
And make sure that you go over to her channel and subscribe if you're a subscriber of mine. Support her. She's a very kind woman, man. She's been a supporter of mine as well. She probably has commented on my channel more than any other commenter. And I'm grateful for that. Check her out.
Well, the lying scribes made Jesus a God when they said the Word was God. It was added by the wicked ones to make us sin. We know that they opened our book and thought to paint the likeness of their images. Our Creator is not the Son of Man, or even a man, period. Numbers 23:19. God is not a man that he should lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. And no one died for your sins. No son, no brother, or anyone can redeem us, but our Most High. Psalm 49:7. None of them can by any means redeem his brother, nor give to God a ransom for him. It's written that our Most High hates the shedding of innocent blood, and he would have never sacrificed an innocent son for unworthy sinners. It's also written that prayer and righteousness is better than sacrifice. And I say, although the Bible may say two different things that might contradict each other at times, one of the ways are right, so we don't stop trying to discern it and never forsake our holy book. All of the good that you see in the Bible is of our Most High, and anything else that goes against the commandments was added and meant to test you and discourage you from reading it.
Yep.
But they're not smart enough to change the whole book. And that's why it seems that it's written in code and hard to understand sometimes. Because our forefathers knew that it would get taken and they would get a hold of it and try to change it. So they wrote it so.
Well, I'll add that you can't change the entire Bible to an entire lie. Because if you change the entire Bible to an entire lie, then no duality no longer exists. If you take all the truth out, I'm telling you, this is a plane of existence of duality. You can't have one without the other. That's why the Supreme Spirit didn't allow all of the scriptures to be tampered with, because you can't have duality if you changed the entire Bible. There would be no truth in it.
Only those of the covenant would understand it or understand it. Just know that you can't lose worshiping and serving our only holy Creator and Redeemer alone. Exodus 23:5. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. Deuteronomy 6:14. You shall not go after other gods, of the gods of the people which are round about you. Deuteronomy 6:4. Hear, O Israel, the Most High is our God. The Most High is one. So he is set apart. The one who should save Unapishtim and Noah and Israel. And there could be other creators, but they're not our Creator and Redeemer.
And that's what I try to explain. I know it's a hard pill to swallow. I believe that there's two different creation stories. and that the children of God, the true children of God, are not of the same God of the Gentiles, because their God is the devil, right? So you have one race of people that is the seed of Satan, as it tells us, and then you have another race of people that is the seed of the Supreme Spirit of Truth, the spiritual man.
That's why I now call the Creator, or our Most High, because He is our Most High, and Creator and Redeemer. Isaiah 43:11. I, even I, am the Most High. Beside me there is no Savior. James 2:19. You believe that God is one? You do well. The demons also believe and shudder. The year of the two eclipses, 2017 plus 2024 equal 4041. The 4041 in the Greek Strong's Concordance is treasured. Exodus 19:5 is a verse that I follow with the word treasure. Now therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then you shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people, for all the earth is mine. And that made me think of the double X's of the eclipses. And in this movie, The Sixth Day, where they worked at the helicopter service, it was called Double X.
Sweet! That's a nice little get-together right there.
As you can see, we'll have double eclipse, or double X, on April 8th.
So watch
First
for
over
it.
Texas, then over Illinois.
April 8th.
And some people think X marks destruction. And I say maybe for Esau, because it's written that Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of it, that follower. And that's from the Apocrypha.
Well, also, folks, double X means 66 because X is the 24th letter of the alphabet, and X double X times 2 is 66. Mankind, again, created on the sixth day, is 666. It's always right in your face. All you got to do is open your eyes and see it.
One of the books that was taken out of our Bible. Looking at all the names of the cities where the X cross, it also could be letting us know where the real true Israel or treasure is, Yah's true seeds. Also, there's a lot of cities called Salem here. That also sounds like Jerusalem or Shalom, which means peace. We'll go over here in a moment how we will be gathered from afar to the Passover. Not the eclipse, not the New Year, but Passover. 441 in the Hebrew means perhaps assembling. The definition of a symbol is to come together, get together, gather, collect, meet, muster, or rally. But these verses talk about being gathered from the end of the earth to the feast of the Passover. Jeremiah 31:7, 8, 10 through 12. For thus saith the Most High to Jacob, rejoice ye and exult over the head of the nations. Make proclamation and praise ye. Say, the Most High has delivered his people, the remnant of Israel. Behold, I bring them from the north, and will gather them from the end of the earth to the feast of the Passover. And the people shall beget a great multitude, and they shall return hither. Hear the words of the Most High, ye nations, proclaim them to the islands afar off. Say, he that scattereth Israel will also gather him, and keep him as one that feeds his flock. For the Most High has ransomed Jacob, he has rescued him out of the hand of them that were stronger than he. And they shall come, and shall rejoice in the mount of Zion, and shall come to the good things of the Most High, even to a land of corn and wine, and fruits, and cattle, and sheep, and their soul shall be as a fruitful tree, and they shall hunger no more. So Earth Day is also on Passover on the 22nd. And from today, March 11th to the eclipse on April 8th, there's 29 days and 43 days to Passover. I made a video titled, Could 2024 Really Be 2012 and the End of the 400 Years of Bondage? Because of the 11-day difference between the Gregorian calendar and the Hebrew calendar. There's 11 extra days. And that times 400 years of bondage, there's a 4,400 day difference. And counting back from the eclipse takes us to 3/22 of 2012, and we know that the Mayans predicted that that was the end of their calendar, but it's just a lot to think about. So I made a video about it. Could 2024 really be 2012?
I've seen it.
12
Go check it out.
Brooks comet will also be visible around this time. So that will be all for now. I thank you for listening and watching. May our Most High, Holy Redeemer and Creator Yah forgive, heal, guide, and protect us and our loved ones and all who loves and glorifies Him. Follow the commandments and worship our Most High alone. All glory and honor to our Holy Creator and Redeemer alone. Thank you.
So to end real quick, man, go over there to Anayah's channel. Support her, subscribe to the channel, say hi. Introduce yourself, give her a thumbs up. She works hard on her content. She puts on good presentations. And when she talks about clones, folks, robots are the clones. AI is the clone. The alien invasion is AI, artificial intelligence. That's what this channel here teaches. It teaches you to love and repent to one true spirit of the living. Okay, don't be that of the dead. If you're worshiping Jesus, you're worshiping the God of the dead. This is White Raptor News Ministries.